Hi, welcome to our online class. My name is Babatunde Olamide, your online tutor. In our last English studies class, we discussed what? A noun. And I said a noun is a name of any person, animal, place, or food. No, animal, place, or what, or things. We give series examples of a noun. Your name, my name, your friend's name, your teacher's name is an example of a noun, isn't it? Names of places like the market, the school, hospital, gym. Names of animals like your lion, elephant, your birds, your dog, lizards are all examples of what? A noun. And also names of things like your pen, your shoe, your bag, your chair are all examples of what? Noun. If I should tell you, bring me that bag, there are plenty bags, and I ask you to bring that bag, you begin to wonder which of the bag I want you to bring for me, isn't it? But if I say, bring me that black bag, you now say, okay, this is the bag she wants me to bring. You then bring the bag to me, isn't it? Now, telling you to bring that black bag or telling you to bring that green bag, I'm describing the bag I want you to bring for me. And you know a bag is a noun, it's an example, it's a thing, isn't it? And it's also a noun. I'm not telling you, I'm describing the kind of bag I want you to bring to me, isn't it? Good. If I say, call that boy for me, call that boy for me, there are like 5 boys there. You now ask that which boy, isn't it? If I say, call that yellow boy for me, or call that tall boy for me, or call that fat boy for me, then say, she's calling you. Is that not it? By telling you yellow, fat, or big, I'm telling you, I'm describing the boy I want you to call for me. Call me that yellow boy. That yellow there, I'm using it to describe the boy I want you to call for me, isn't it? Good. What we will be looking at today is another part of speech that describes or qualifies a noun. It tells us more about what? About a noun. And it is adjectives. Can you say that? Adjectives. What is an adjective? Adjectives are words that qualifies or describes a noun. Adjectives are words that qualifies or describes what? A noun. It tells us more about a noun. Do you understand? If I say I am a girl, you are a girl too. But if I say I am a beautiful girl, I am telling you the kind of girl I am. I'm telling you more about myself. Are we clear? If I should say I have a doll, you have a doll too. But my own doll, I can say I have a pink doll. I'm telling you more about my doll. You, by telling me you have a big doll, you are also telling me more about your what? About your doll. And that is an adjective. It qualifies or describes what? A noun. Let's look at these examples. Black. Black. I have a black shoe. You have a shoe. I have a shoe. But my own shoe is what? My own shoe is black. I have a black shoe. What color of shoe do I have? Black. That is the adjective there. Long. She has a long ruler. What kind of ruler does she have? A long one. Long there is the adjective. My father is a tall man. My father is what? My father is tall. Tall there is the adjective. The baby is beautiful. What is the adjective there? The baby is what? Beautiful. I'm telling you more about the baby. Excellent. Let's look at some of these examples. You might come across this. These words are used in describing what? A noun, and they are all examples of adjective. What can you see there? We have old, young, many, big, hot, small, late, clever, good, bad, blue, some, greedy, cold, loud, difficult, short, little, loud, round, brilliant, sharp, soft, tasty, yummy, crunchy, delicious, fast. We have this and many more examples. They are used in describing what? A noun. Old. My father is an old man. What kind of a man is my father? An old one. Telling you more about my father. She is a very clever girl. What kind of a girl is she? She is clever. Delicious. I say delicious. This food is so delicious. I'm telling you more about the food I'm eating. If I say my food is delicious, I'm describing the food that I'm eating, isn't it? You have so many more examples of an adjective, but all they do is to what? Describe or qualify a noun. How are adjectives formed? Formations of adjectives. How are they formed? Number one, you can form adjective by adding y. You just add y to any word of this that you're given. Let's look at some of these examples together. We have rust, rust. Why did I say you should add to the back? By adding y to the back, it becomes rusty. This blade is rusty, or this knife is what? Rusty. Greed. When you add y to the back of greed, it becomes what? Greedy. She is so greedy. Are you with me? You've added y to the back to make it what? Greedy. Wealth. When you add y, it becomes what? Wealthy. Storm, stormy. Rock, rocky. Salt, salty. This food is salty. So I said adjectives are formed by adding y, by adding what? By adding y to the back. Excellent. Look at this also. Some of these adjectives can be formed by doubling the last letter. Some of these words that are ending it, some of these adjectives, you do what? You double the last letter. Example, sun. The last word in sun is what? N. Then you make that N double. N, and you don't forget to add your what? Your Y, and it becomes what? Sunny. Skin. The last letter there is what? Letter N. You double the N by making it what? NN, and you add your what? Your Y. It becomes what? Skinny. Fog. You make the G double. It becomes what? Foggy. Don't forget to put your Y. Bag. You had another G and then you had Y. It becomes what? Baggy. Fall. Letter R ends that. You double the letter R and you put Y by giving us what? Foray. And we have sunny, skinny, foggy, baggy, and furry. Do not forget, I said some of the adjectives are formed by adding letter Y. And some, you double the last letter and you put your letter Y. Excellent. Look at this also. Adjectives are formed by removing the last letter and replacing with letter Y. Example, we have noise. Where we have E, we have E ending all these letters. You remove all the E there and you put letter what? Letter Y. By removing by removing the E in noise, it becomes what? Noisy. Smoke. You remove the letter E and you add letter what? Letter Y. It becomes what? Smoky. I want to hear you talk. Ease. What letter are you removing? Letter E. And you put your letter what? Letter Y. It becomes what? Easy. Shade. You are removing what letter? Letter D? No. Letter E. You add letter what? A. No. You add letter Y. It becomes shady. From shade, you remove letter E. You put letter Y. It becomes shady. Stone. The letter E at the back. You add letter Y and it becomes what? It becomes stony. Giving us noisy, smoky, easy, shady, stony. We have more of these examples where you remove the last letter and you put letter Y. Good. Comparison of adjectives. How do you compare adjectives? How can we compare adjective? These are of 3 degrees. We have the positive degree, comparative degree, superlative degree. Positive degree, comparative degree, and what? Superlative degree. When we say positive degree, this one qualifies a noun. It qualifies what? A noun. Like you say, old, tall, beautiful. I can say an old man. I'm telling you about a particular man, about one man. A tall tree, about one tree. Beautiful doll, one doll. So I use this positive when I'm only talking about one noun. Are you with me? Comparative degree. This compares 2 nouns. When I'm talking about 2 nouns, the boy is older than you. I'm talking about the boy and I'm talking about yourself. I use the comparative degree. And that word older is the comparative degree there. I cannot say this boy is older than you. Why? Because I'm talking about 2 people here, isn't it? But I can say this boy is older than you are, or I can say this boy is older than you. I am comparing the two of you. So I use the what? I use the comparative. Or I can even say this tree is taller than that. How many trees am I talking about here? 2 trees. So I make use of what? The positive? No, I make use of the comparative. That is used in comparing what? 2 things. But the positive, you use that to qualify just one noun. Don't forget that. Then the superlative degree is used to compare more than 2 nouns. Do you understand? When you want to compare more than 2 things, you can say Ada is the most beautiful girl in the class. In the class, it is not only Ada that is there, not 2. Do you understand? We have many. We can have 5 of them in the class. They can be 10. So I'm going to make use of that superlative degree. I'll say Ada is the most beautiful. That is the superlative degree. I cannot say Ada is the more beautiful, because that is comparative degree. This positive degree, comparative degree, superlative degree, you begin to wonder that. What is that? Let me show you some of these examples. Look at this. We have the positive, comparative, superlative. Here we have the old, older, oldest. Young, younger, youngest. Big, bigger, biggest. Fast, faster, fastest. Good, better, best. You don't say good, gooder, goodest. You say what? Good, better, best. We have good, better, best. I shall never rest. Good, better, best. I shall never rest until my good is better and my better best. Do you know the song? Good. So it is good, better, best, not good, gooder, goodest. Are we clear? Little, less, least, not little, littler, littlest. Are we clear? Little, less, least. Many, more, most. Happy, happier, happiest. Wrong, wrong, wrong. You can see I did not change anything in that wrong. Wrong, wrong, wrong. So this is where I told us that the positive use, it is used to do what? Qualify just one noun. He is a young man. She is a young girl. He is an old man. The book is big. She is very fast. I have a good handwriting. You use that positive when you are talking about yourself or just one person. But comparative, that's older, younger, bigger, faster, better, less, more, happier, wrong, is used to compare what? 2 things. She is older than I am. Herself and myself. We are talking about 2 people here, isn't it? The book is bigger than your own, or you can say my book is bigger than your own. We are comparing 2 books. I am better than you, myself and yourself. I will use what? Comparative. When I'm using the superlative, I said that should be used for 2 or more. She is the oldest in our class. In our class, we are more than 2. So that I can make use of what? The superlative. She is the fastest runner. Fastest, we have plenty runners. So I'll be using what? The superlative. Happiest. She is the happiest on earth today. Are we just 2 on earth? Are you the only one on earth? No, we are many. That means you'll be using what? The superlative. Just notice that. Positive, when you are talking about just one noun. Comparative, when you are comparing 2 what? 2 nouns. Then superlative, when they are more than 2. More of this. Careful, more careful, most careful. Note this ones. Brilliant, more brilliant, most brilliant. If I say Eniola is the most brilliant in our class, or I am the most brilliant in my class, do you understand? We also have careless, more careless, most careless. Difficult, more difficult, most difficult. This sum is the most difficult I have ever come across. That means you've been solving so many sums, but this particular one is the what? Is the most difficult. Did you get the technique to that? Fantastic. Let's look at this example. Let's look at these words here. My father is a young man. I am talking solely about my father, isn't it? So I will use the word young. You know, young there is the adjective. My father is a young man. Young is an adjective, but that is a positive because I'm talking about just my father. The second one, my mother is younger than my father. What is the adjective there? Younger. But in this stance, I'm comparing my father and my mother together. That makes them 2. And I'll be using what? The comparative. My mother is younger than my father. I won't say my mother is young than my father, isn't it? Why won't I? Because I'm comparing my father and my mother, and there are 2. I am the youngest in the family. What is the adjective there? Youngest. Fantastic. Youngest. We had I am the youngest in the family. In my family, we have the father, my mother, probably my siblings. Then that could be my brother and my sister and myself. That means we are more than two. So I'll be using the superlative. I am the youngest in the family. Good. Let's look at this set too. I like little sugar for tea. I like little sugar for tea. My brother likes less sugar for tea. And you know, little there is the adjective. Less also is the adjective. And when we were reading the examples of adjective the other time, I said little, less, least. Least is the smallest. In my family, my father likes least sugar for tea. That means my father, out of everybody in my family, my father doesn't like sugar at all. He loves the smallest quantity of sugar. So when you're talking about just one, you make use of what? The positive. When it is more than one, when we have two, we make use of what? The comparative. And when we have more than two, we make use of the superlative. Excellent. I hope I am making sense. Good. Let's look at this exercise. A hand or hands covered with dirt becomes what? A dash hand. That dirt there is an adjective, isn't it? What are you going to add to that dirt that will give us a meaningful word? A dash hand. Are you going to add letter E, letter Y, or you are going to double the T and add Y? A dash hand, it will become a dirty hand. What have I done? I have added Y to that dirt to make it what? To make it dirty. That number one is done for you now. Number two, a day of strong wind. A day of strong wind. Of a day of strong wind becomes what? A dash day. That your wind, what will be added to that wind? Is it Y? Is it E? Or are you doubling the letter D and adding Y? Number three, a road covered with dust. What is the adjective there? Dust. Fantastic. What are you adding to that dust? Letter Y, letter E. A dash day. That word in bracket is an adjective. So what is the proper adjective form that you are going to turn it into? Is it going to be sunny, sune? Are you adding letter E? Are you doubling the last letter and adding Y, or are you just adding Y to it? And dash exercise, you have E, is in brackets with letter E ending it. What are you going to do to that? Are you going to change the last letter, or are you just going to add Y to it? A dash fun, a dash joke rather, a dash joke. We have fun in bracket. That fun becomes what? A dash dull. I want you to think of a good adjective that fits this. A dash dull. A dash knife. Can you do that? Excellent. Till our next class, I remain Babatunde Olamide. Please like my video. Do not forget to turn on the notification button to get updated on my next video. Till I come your way again. Bye.